All right, bro. So this is episode 3 of season 1,
Episode
man. This is
three?
third shift. Making
Episode 3 of
progress and
third shift.
bro, it's crazy the way it works. It's crazy,
For
but man, we're making some progress, getting some good views. So as always, man, what you been listening to?
Man, I haven't brought him up to you, but Coda the Friend, have you listened to him before?
He was at Breakaway like 3 years ago when I went. I just saw the name, but I didn't watch the set.
Man, listen. First of
Yeah.
all, he's independent, which is huge.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, like he's never been on a record label as far as his career goes. And
Really?
he just posted on his story because he just dropped this album. It's called Tequila Sunrise. He just posted. It got 3 million streams. He's in.
When did he post it?
It dropped. What's today? The 24th. It dropped on the 19th.
Oh shit.
3 million streams, man.
3 million streams.
And he
Wow.
independent, but yeah, it's called Tequila Sunrise. It was produced by Static Selecta. I know you've heard that tagline before.
I've heard the tagline.
It's like
yeah,
Static Selecta. Yeah. So yeah, he produced the whole album for him, bruh. So to be independent, to have a producer like that vouching for you, like I feel like he's our hope for the underground independent artist because of what he's doing right now.
Yeah, so like, does he have any like how many tracks is roughly on the album? Like, is it a pretty easy listen or?
Yeah, it's probably like 10 or 12. I can't remember.
That's not bad.
But it's smooth. It's smooth, man. Like if you listen to it, he's just a very like lyrical dude. He's from New York, so he's just a very like lyrical rapper. And hey, he like I said, he independent, so he raw. Like there's no outside influences on his music.
See, man, you're putting me on to people during the show and off the show, man. I got like 3 or 4 people to go listen to now.
There's so much music out there, man. What you been listening to, man?
So I don't know if you know the guy. I think the name is 24K Golden or 24 Karat Golden. You know who that is?
He a young dude, right?
Yeah, he's like 20.
Yes. Yeah.
Bro, so he has an album that he put out. I think it was maybe like a year ago or 2 years ago. Dropped out of college, and for it only being 8 songs, there's maybe about 3 or 4 on there I like, which I think is pretty good. To at least like half the songs on there.
Yeah, that's usually.
But I'm interested to see. He has his debut album drops this weekend. I think it's on Friday. It's called El Dorado, and he has features from Future, the Baby, Sway Lee. So it's like for this dude to not really have anything out yet and to have these kind of features on your first album, I'm just curious to see how it goes over because I actually kind of rock with this dude.
So the only reason I knew about him is I used to go to high school with this dude that moved to LA. Yeah. And he posted on his story because 24 Golden was in that in the freshman class for
yeah.
Right? And he posted on his story like he always told me he was gonna make it. I was like, who the heck is this? 24K Golden. So I clicked on him. I didn't even listen to him then, but now I'm gonna have to tune in because he obviously
I would be
doing
real with you, bro. I got hip to him maybe like 3 days ago, but like this album is so easy to listen to. Like I said, 8 songs. So I would listen to it probably like 3 or 4 times over the last couple of days, and so there's some good tracks on there. So I'm curious to see how his debut kind of goes over.
Right. I'm looking right now. He's signed to Columbia.
Columbia, yeah.
So he up there for sure. And yeah, he's 20. Yeah, he's 20 years old. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if I had to buy stock, I might buy some stock in it, man. I don't know.
I'm investing early.
yeah. I'm starting early. And I'll tell you a guy who I think their stocks will be pretty high. You talked about him earlier. Was Justin Bieber. His new album, bro. So I've listened to a couple of tracks on there. What do you think?
All right. I'm gonna tell you what I think of the album.
Okay.
Off the first listen, it's a no for me. It's a no for me only because I heard that Peaches song.
Peaches, yeah.
That song's a banger. Like that song is fire.
Yeah.
And it just felt like every song on the album was just a miss. Like I want R&B Justin Bieber. I don't want pop Bieber no more. I don't think anybody should want Pop Bieber right now. I feel like he's past that stage.
I was a huge fan of like the Believe era Justin Bieber. And then after that, he had the Journals album, which I really did love. I love the Journals album.
there was some bangers on there. I feel like he's moving too far away from being a vocalist, and that's hurting him.
Yeah. Do you remember like back when he had the Journals album? Like every week he'd like release like a single until the album came out. Do you remember he used to do that?
No, I don't remember that. I do not remember.
Yeah, bro. He would release a song like every Friday or like every Monday, like Music Mondays or something. And it was this crazy thing all the way until the album came out. And I was actually a fan of that.
That's fire. Nah, I could never knock Justin for being Justin, but this album though, I don't. So you listen to it. What was the MLK interludes all about?
I was just about to ask you about that. So it's just like you have that right in the middle of the album. It's like love song, MLK interlude, like love song. It's like, what was that?
So I've heard it's just his way of trying to say like I'm good, y'all. Like, cause you know he always got all them videos of him saying the N-word and all that. So I feel like that's his way of like, come on, I love y'all type deal. Cause his fan base is, I feel like majority of Bieber's fan bases is probably low 20s and under. I feel like that's the majority of his fan base. The older people, we seeing right through that. That Martin Luther King interlude. As soon as I heard that, I was in the car with my girl, and I'm like, "What is this?" She's like, "Yeah, can we skip this?" I'm like, "This is not it for a middle of a Justin Bieber album. That is not. That's not who I needed to hear that interlude from."
and I feel like when you mess up in the way of like saying that word and you do stuff like that, it's almost like that doesn't.
No, that stuff is nothing. That's like the people that be like they'll tweet like some social justice stuff and they won't even like really be acting on. They won't be at no protest. They won't be at nothing. Like they don't have no black friends. Like literally
none of it. None of it. Cause bro, when I heard and I saw where he was getting like a bunch of backlash for that too, and I was like, is this warranted? And I kind of thought, I was like, maybe it is.
It is. Especially if this album doesn't do great as far as like memorable, that's not gonna sit well with a lot of people.
It's not. And to be real with you, I don't think Justin Bieber's like last two albums have really been that memorable.
Yeah, no, they haven't. That's what I was saying. For this album, if this album go out sad, then dang, Bieber. Dang.
What a way to go out. What a way to go out. So you wanted to touch on the Notorious Big Doc that dropped earlier this month. And when we were texting yesterday, I couldn't agree with you more, bro. I was like, I'm not a crazy Biggie fan, but I like him. And I did like the doc. What did you think of it?
So I literally, when I texted you, I literally watched it like the day before. Like I was like, I gotta tell somebody about. So like literally, I was watching this with my girl, and we were sitting there like, yo, this is the most I've ever seen Biggie talk. This is the most I've ever seen Biggie like. And I've never watched a Biggie interview. Like all of this stuff was like new to me. So I'm like, okay, I was actually interested as far as like learning about him, and it was cool because like. I seen somewhere where it was basically the documentary was meant to be a celebration of his life. It wasn't meant to talk about his death, which it didn't. It literally like it almost skipped over it. Like it was almost like he was alive, now he's not. This is how his mom feels. You know what I mean? Like it was literally like it was very quick, and like his mom even went in to talk about like at the funeral how it was literally just people just everywhere, just clapping, partying, like listening to his music. Like she couldn't believe it. Like she didn't know what his hip hop life was. And that was like her first time seeing how impactful he was. But that documentary was fire. What did you watch it, right?
I did, yeah. I actually watched it when it first dropped because I was like, man, I'm all over it. Because I saw it like a month in advance that it was coming out. So I was like, I'm clearing the schedule out for March 1st already. So my schedule was like way, but bro. And I love the fact that there's all this footage on there that like we've never seen before. And like for him to be for him to be gone as long as he has been, it's almost like it's weird. It's just now surfacing.
Exactly.
Really weird. But other than that, I don't feel like I learned anything like new
No.
about him. I thought the part about, you know, when he was a kid, was it Africa or like Jamaica or somewhere?
Yeah. It was Jamaica, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting bit, how he was talking about how that music like inspired
influenced him.
his stuff now.
Yeah. There was a couple things that stuck out to me. There was the one thing about his producer that produced the song, what was it, like Get Drunk and Party or something like that?
I think it was, yeah.
Something like that. And his producer was really the one that was pushing him to stay with the music stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that blew my mind because like, me being in music, like, I know how important it is to have a relationship with producers, engineers, the people behind the music, because they just as important. So to hear this producer come out like, hey, I was the one in Biggie's ear, like, yo, stay with it. And he put it on himself. Like, he said, I'm about to work harder to get Biggie out. Like, when he said that, I was like, Biggie was the real deal. Biggie had to be the real deal, man. And
bro, and sometimes I wonder about Biggie, though. And I'm curious your opinion on this, because I've had this discussion with a lot of people. Do you think his legacy is overhyped for only having 2 albums? Do you think he's overhyped?
I mean, I'll bring in the last thing that stuck out to me.
Yeah,
was that he seemed like somebody that was very dedicated to music. And Diddy in that documentary was like, when the first time he heard him, he said he was the greatest rapper he ever heard.
Yeah, in the beginning when he said that, yeah.
And when he said that, I seen how honest he was when he said that. So just going back to your question, I think it's a lot of people probably carrying on his legacy as far as the people that did get to witness that album when it dropped. Like that, which those albums when they dropped was probably honestly the best thing they ever heard. So to not be able to hear an artist go past that, I don't know.
And I always think it's funny too, because Tupac had already released All Eyes on Me, which was a double album. But then Biggie had his double album, Life After Death, after that. So I'm just kind of like, do you think he was kind of trying to mimic Tupac? Because he wasn't alive for Life After Death. But I'm like, is he trying to mimic him, or like,
I think,
or what?
Well, in the documentary, they talked about how the West Coast was taking off, and they said the East Coast was catching up. So I feel like it honestly probably was like an influence type thing. I mean, that's a very big thing in music, especially rap at that. So I would definitely say they probably was trying to copy it.
Hey, and you know what's funny too is you were talking about the influence that just tapped into so many other things. But I remember even Drake said that he was almost trying to do the same thing as Biggie with Scorpion. Yeah, how he had a double album. So I'm like, to have that influence like that many years later, like, to me, that's crazy.
And that's what I was saying. I feel like Biggie was probably towards the very top tier of rap artists of his era. Yeah. Which I feel like that will always carry on. Like, Drake will probably be the rapper that carries on way further than his era. And I feel like that's where Biggie was, because I feel like if Biggie was alive right now, he probably wouldn't be doing that much music right now. Like,
I don't think so either.
You know what I mean? Like, his prime would have probably still been 10, 20 years ago.
Yeah. I feel like it's almost like somebody like Nas, who like that's when their prime definitely
and
was.
Nas was the same deal. Nas was just freestyling on the street to drug dealers, and they was like, bro, you need to get in a studio. Like, you are nice. Like, that's how Nas' story started.
Did you ever watch Biggie's movie Notorious?
No.
It came out in like maybe 08 or 09, but they even showed this clip in the documentary where he's rapping against the dude.
Yes, actually, I did see that. See that. Yes,
that is one of my all-time favorite. Like next to the battle rap in 8 Mile, that might be one of my favorite battles, because this dude, they're like, oh, this guy, he's so good, he's so good. And Biggie just like read this dude. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, nah, he could rap. He could really rap. So that's why I say I can't judge how he would relate to our era. But I can say from what we've heard and what we've seen from these documentaries, from the Diddies of the world, who was a very successful musician through his career, to say that Biggie was the best he ever heard, I'm gonna stick with it. It is what it is. But hey,
I think you have to definitely, because even thinking about like the impact, like East versus West type thing, being involved in that, even outside the music, that's definitely something we'll probably never see again in our lifetime.
I will say one other thing that
Mhm.
that stuck out to me in the documentary was how I mean he was selling drugs and all that.
Yeah.
And he put it on himself to get him and his friends out the hood.
Yeah.
And like he said, like some of them never even been out of the city. You know what I
It's
mean? Out of the state. Like that blew my mind. And I'm like, that's a different type of hunger. You know what I mean? That's a different type of work ethic to be like, I'm about to get y'all on a bus to a show on me.
Bro, and do you ever just think about the fact that like he was 24 when he died?
Yes.
So prior to this dude's like 21, 22, thinking like, man, I'm gonna get me and all my friends up out of here.
Yes. So that like, hey, like I said, I'm only hearing these stories, and these stories sound like Biggie was really about it, and he was great at his craft, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna say I'm gonna stick with you on this one. I think the same thing.
Yeah.
So since all this new music's been dropping, I'm gonna hit you with this surprise topic.
What's up?
To close this out. I think you're gonna like this one. So new music's been dropping. You, Malik, have to make the song of the summer for this upcoming year.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you a list of options from rappers to singers to producers. You get 2 rappers, 1 singer, 1 producer. I'm gonna give you the list.
Okay.
You tell me who you're rolling with. So rappers, we got Drake, Quavo, Travis Scott, Future, Lil Baby. Which 2 rappers you going with? Song of the summer.
Future.
Okay.
I'm gonna do Future and Lil Baby.
Future and Lil Baby. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay. And then we're gonna go singer. You got Justin Bieber. You get Weeknd, Chris Brown, Frank Ocean, or Miguel.
What was the last one?
Miguel.
I'm gonna do Chris Brown. I'm gonna do Chris Brown. So it's gonna be Future, Lil Baby with a Chris Brown chorus. That song's gonna go crazy. That song's gonna go stupid.
And then you get your producers: Dr. Dre, Timberland, Swiss Beats, Pharrell, or Kanye.
Kanye just off of the clout alone, that people are gonna tune in, but it's gonna be fire because it's gonna be fire. I just know it. My only thing with, well, I ain't gonna say my only thing, but it's cool when a producer like Kanye is on a track, because that's the type of stuff like you probably won't even find out until somebody looks it up,
bro.
And that's
I didn't realize
what I like about it.
I did not realize how many songs he produced on Drake's debut album.
Yep.
Until like last.
He be in the lab.
And Drake's debut album was 2010.
Yep.
So I was like, it took me all these years to look this up and find this out. Yeah, so I'm like, you probably won't know until you look it up.
Oh yeah, for sure. And Kanye, he be working, man. Like every musician that works with him knows how much he has dedicated into this music stuff. So like like we said, like it's tons of songs we probably don't even know about yet that he's had his hand in somewhere as far as engineering, producing something. You see, did you see he was the executive producer on Playboi Carti's newest album?
Was he really?
Yes. That's crazy.
Did he have a hand in any of Jay-Z's like Blueprint albums or Black albums? Did he have a hand in any of those?
I'm sure he did in some shape or form, because you know that's how Jay-Z even met Kanye. Kanye was just bringing beats to the studio with what was
have you ever heard that song Big Brother?
Yes. Yep. And he talks about it in
like that was and that's where I learned. I was like, whoa, it's like in Jay-Z's early days, like Kanye was coming through with like beats and stuff, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, that's why it was crazy to see where they ended up at as far as like when they made Watch the Throne, like the fact that like they started out from Jay-Z selling drugs to get in the studio and Kanye just bringing a book bag and some beats, like, hey, let's make a song, and to where they made it at, man. That's big credit to them. So, what's your song of the summer out of them choices you had?
Okay, so my song of the summer, since it has to be 2 rappers, I'm gonna go. I think Future definitely has to be in there.
Yes.
Future definitely has to be in there. I'm gonna say Quavo. I'm about to say. I'm gonna go back to the old days when Quavo was featured on everybody's song, and he was just killing it.
He was. That was when they were like, "Is the Migos breaking up?" Because Quavo was working.
Quavo was just coming on every song. So I'm gonna go Future and Quavo for my rappers. Oh man, the singing, man, that's the hard part. I'm torn between Chris Brown and The Weeknd. I'm gonna go Weeknd just because it's clout right now. I think
yeah.
I'm gonna go Weeknd. And producer, I'm like, I gotta go Kanye. Producer wise, I think the whole list you can't go wrong with them. Pharrell would probably be my next choice.
I was just about to say Pharrell was probably my next too.
Yeah, Pharrell would be my next. So I'll go Future, Quavo, Weeknd. That'd be mine. Up against yours. So.
Yeah. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's gonna be a song of the summer. If a song like that dropped, millions of people gonna listen to it.
Were you a fan of that song "No Brainer" with like Quavo, Justin Bieber, like DJ? I thought the mix.
I ain't mess with that song. That's the thing. A song with too many features can be bad. Too many people touching it. Too many people, you know what I mean, trying to do their own style on it.
Yeah,
it can be bad, but I mean, hey. For a banger, sometimes you need that.
Sometimes you do.
Like Peaches. Peaches is a perfect example that we have recently. What was that? It was 3 people on that song, right?
I think it's like 3 people on it, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, hey. You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Exactly.
Definitely. All right, bro. Well, I'm guessing this is the end of the 3rd episode of the 3rd shift, man. Say it's all coming together. So,
it is.
So... Yes, sir. Well, good stuff as always today. What do we have on tap for next week? Got anything in mind already, or?
I don't. Well, we are gonna try to get an interview.
Yes,
we are gonna try. Well, not an interview. We're just gonna ask somebody into the conversation. And see what they thinking about some music. Yeah.
Oh yeah. We'll promote it on the Blaze page and everything else. As always, our story. So I appreciate you as always, bro, and the numbers are definitely going up. So
yes, sir.
All right. Well, yeah, guys, this is the end of the 3rd episode of the 3rd shift, and we'll see you guys next week.
We out.